This is Voice to Culture, a podcast for the modern day confused citizen. Hey, we're back with another episode. I'm your podcast host, Helen.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Carolyn.
So, happy holidays. In this episode, we'll be having a more lighthearted discussion. We'll be having a little discussion December. And do we have to say the disclaimer? Quick disclaimer. Okay, like literally everything here, we don't even have to say this, but yeah, literally everything here is based on opinionated ideas and beliefs, and just fact check everything before forming conclusions. Okay, so the first question is, so why is the Bay Area kind of, or pretty much all the time, pretty bad?
I think okay, maybe this is just me, but I feel like a lot of people here are like trend followers, and like if a certain group of people start liking something, everybody follows. For example, anime and K-pop. Like I remember back in middle school, like those who like anime and K-pop were often like teased and stuff, and it's like in our area it's nothing too bad. It's not like people get bullied, but it was just like teasing, and like, you know, like even like for me, like at one point I was kind of hesitant with like sharing these interests with people because everybody's judgment that would always come when they hear about these topics. And now it's like starting to come back, and like everybody's like big on K-pop and like anime and stuff. And the thing is that there's like nothing wrong with like liking something popular, but so often do I see like people making fun of others for liking something before, and then it becomes a trend, and then everybody starts liking it. And like, I don't know, it's just sort of annoying when people do that. Just respect others like interests and be nice, you know. And it also sort of makes me question, like, do you really like these trends, or do you just want to fit in with like everybody else?
There is a
No,
lot of,
yeah,
like,
I definitely
trend
agree.
hopping.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle, go.
No, like, yeah. And like it's not just trends, it's just like other cultures as well, you know? Like we have I don't know, we have like, I'm not trying to speak to like the entire community, but like, you know, there's a few bad eggs, and like, I don't know, like especially like the guys, I think they're like in like a middle class income, you know, and like they think it's so funny to act like they're in the hood, and like they could say the N-word and stuff, and it's just so ridiculous because like you're not black, so what makes you think that you could say it, you know? It's, oh my god, it's stupid.
I think it's like the culture, like Bay Area culture is like, it's a lot of it is influenced by hip hop culture, which is like obviously perfectly fine, but then it also influences the people, and then like people who aren't black think that they can say the N-word just because it's like so normalized here, and it's like messed up.
My hot take on the Bay Area, which is like a different aspect of the Bay Area, is the fact that the prices for living here are so high, and it's really hard to find a job in the Bay Area. And what else? Oh, and then people are also kind of more self-centered. Like literally in California, there are so many COVID cases breaking out, and it's like so stressful because everyone's really selfish, and they don't really, you know, like we also wore a mask, and we just stayed inside in like March. We wouldn't be here, but you know, that's also like America in general has given up. But and what else? Oh, but one thing I can say about the Bay Area is when I lived in a different city in California, and it was like a suburban city with a majority of white people living there. The nice thing about the Bay Area is that there's like a lot of cultures. Like for my parents, like there's a lot of like Vietnamese people living in the Bay Area, so we have like more of a chance to speak to people who like speak the same like native language as my parents. We could go to an Asian market, and then like there will be other people there too, which is nice.
Yeah, like here it's a lot easier to like connect and relate to people with the same cultures. Like, 'cause I remember whenever I would travel to like to visit family in Utah or Arizona, like if you were trying to find a restaurant, like an Asian restaurant or like an Asian market or something, like you would have to drive like pretty much like an hour until you could find somewhere like that. But here it's like everywhere. So yeah, it is more nice. Like, and there's a lot like more of a mix of cultures.
Yeah, so it's nice not to be like the token Asian for diversity in a suburban city. Okay, you guys want to move on?
Yeah. So pineapples on pizza, yes or no? Personally, I think yes, to be honest, because I feel like people only started hating on pineapples on pizza after like some popular creators came out and said it, so then everyone kind of jumped on the bandwagon. But like pineapples on pizza has always been a thing, so like
Exactly. Like I
Yeah. Oh
remember,
my
bro,
God.
Hawaiian pizza. Everyone used to love that in like elementary school. Like, you know, that was
Right?
like a
Oh my
thing.
God.
Yeah,
Oh my
and then
God.
all of a sudden now that's a trend. Everyone's like,
Trend
ew, pineapple on pizza.
followers.
Oh, fruit on pizza. Oh. Tomatoes a fruit. That's like the center of a pizza. But yeah, I don't know. It's good, y'all. You need to like branch out more.
Personally, like I would prefer if it's like not on the pizza, but if it's on the pizza, I would still eat it, you know, like it's not like the end of the world. I feel like people make such a big deal out of it like once this like question like blew up and like everybody was like, why'd you guys like pineapple on pizza? Like I don't know. I feel like some of y'all are just trying to be quirky. This quirky culture that came up. What are y'all thoughts on that? Because I feel like nowadays people, I don't know, like a lot of people try to set themselves apart, you know, by being quirky.
No, yeah, yeah, especially like even
You see that a lot on
like
TikTok.
especially after TikTok, yeah. You want to be like the main character and stuff. It's just
Yeah. It's like TikTok, especially like there are some creators who like have a certain sense of humor. Like, oh, like the Freak Show, if you guys know who them they are, like Chase, Hamza, Haley, and Claire, as in specifically Claire Drake. I think, yeah, it's like a lot of people who like I guess steal humor and they kind of make it like their personality trait. That like whatever. I don't know, like it's like the TikTok humor. It's like, and then a lot of like people, yeah, I guess like they steal their personalities, which is like I don't know, like it's fine if you like, because obviously like your humor and whatnot is like influenced from a lot of people and like whatever. But there comes to a point where you can like, for some people, you can tell that like they specifically are trying to act a certain way just to like make people laugh, I guess, and it's just a little weird. And yeah, the whole quirky thing, a lot of people will try to act quirky just to like be funny, but like calm down. You're not like it's not
Like most
yeah,
of the
I don't know.
things people like define quirky are kind of just like regular, like they're like relatable, like it doesn't set you apart. So often do I hear like, oh, I like stayed up till like 3 in the morning. I'm so quirky. And I'm like,
Yeah, oh my god.
girl, literally every high schooler stays up to 3 in the morning or even later.
you know what it is? If you're pretty and you act weird, it's considered quirky. But if you're like not that pretty, you're just weird, and
You're
that's the
weird.
standard that we set in society. It's
exactly.
pretty
Oh my God,
privilege.
pretty
Wow,
privilege.
you're
Yeah.
Marvin
Pretty
Kelly.
Okay,
privilege.
wait.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
let's talk about pretty privilege then. Okay, just a
Yeah.
little bit like tying into like the whole TikTok thing. I remember seeing like a tweet on Twitter. It was like something about how like the most popular creators make the same amount as like doctors and lawyers and stuff. And then if you think about it, they low-key make even more than doctors and lawyers and stuff, which is like pretty messed up because like the popular creators on TikTok, like they don't actually like do anything. They're just pretty, white, and they like dance in front of a camera. Like not to sit on anyone, but you know, it's kind of like how they got where they are. They don't have any like actual like I know that like Charlie, Addison, whatever the heck. I know like they're actual dancers too, but like on TikTok they don't showcase that. It's just like the basic TikTok dances that everyone does. And the fact that they're making so much money is like, I don't know, like not to shit on them. Like obviously like if you had the opportunity you would take it too. But it's just like it's messed up to see that like the reason why like where they are is because they're white, skinny, pretty.
Do you guys want to move on to the next topic then?
Yeah. Yeah. So has Christmas been too materialized for modern society?
I feel like definitely, because before it was just like a religious holiday for Christians, like literally Christmas. But now it's just like about getting presents for the people that you love and being thankful. But mostly getting presents from like everyone who advertises and has like Christmas deals.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's like the time where like like stores and stuff like shove sales and stuff on you, and so like I feel like it's sort of taking the emphasis away from being thankful and just like looking forward to the gifts and stuff.
Yeah, like I even know people who aren't religious or who aren't Christian who celebrate Christmas, and I think it's because it's more towards like the capitalist part of Christmas, of the holiday.
Like I'm not Christian or Catholic or anything like that, and my family still does celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, so since we were talking about how Christmas is like it's become more about like material goods and such, do you guys think that like capitalism is good? Because one of the main downfalls of capitalism is the fact that it's so materialistic, and it's like in my econ class, it's like beat into like a dead horse that like capitalism is good for like for like a society because it gives like economic freedom, and then like consumers vote with their dollar. But I feel like there's like two sides of a coin in terms of capitalism.
Yeah, I feel like capitalism kind of just like the rich people become richer and the poor people become poorer. I don't really like that capitalism kind of promotes the idea that like, you work hard and then you get to where you want to be, but that's not really possible, I feel like, in a capitalist society, because because poor people, like, why are they poor in the first place is like a lot of times not because it's like their fault. A lot of times it's because like systemically, like it's where society has placed them, especially like like marginalized groups and stuff like that. So it's like not their fault. Like even if they try as hard as they can, like say like a black person, like even if they put in the same effort as a white person does, they're still not going to get as far as a white person may get. And I feel like capitalism kind of promotes that. So you can't really like say that like capitalism is necessarily like the best system there is. I mean, obviously there is no perfect system, but personally, I don't think that capitalism is the best system that we have.
Yeah, like Helen said, it doesn't really provide any equal opportunity for anyone. I think in paper it sounds good because it's like, oh, it's free market. You have like the freedom to do whatever you want and stuff. So like of course it does seem good, but you have to realize that like it only works for like, the rich and the people, and like only they are the people that get richer because they're taking advantage of like the lower working economy and stuff. So you have to realize that it doesn't like work out as perfectly as you think it may be. Most of our issues stem from capitalism. So I feel like the system definitely needs to change, and I don't think capitalism is something that is like I don't agree with capitalism like at all. I think there needs to be another system put in place. And like Helen said, I know that like not every system is perfect, but I think capitalism is definitely not the solution.
Okay, so like speaking of capitalism, I know I've seen a lot on Twitter and like whatnot that people really like communism too, but I'm still a little confused on that because I mean we've seen that like communism in practice does not work at all. So it's just a little confusing when people are like, yeah, communism is good. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't think that many people actually know what communism is. They just kind of write it off as the other thing, and China is part of the CCP, and they're like, oh my god, China, communism bad, but they can't actually explain it. Like if you look at Christian Walker, oh my god, this dude is like on something else. He is just what okay. First of all, it's important to differentiate that capitalism is an economic system and communism is a socio-political system. So they're not inherent opposites, but it is understanding that communism has to deal with every, I guess, citizen is in charge of their government. Everyone's considered equal, and there's really no outside government helping them. Everyone takes what they need and gives what they need, right? Versus in capitalism, it's kind of like every man is for himself or herself, and they work for their own opportunities. I know that sounds like really like weird to think about, like the idea of like having equality versus having your own equality, but understand that like these two systems, like no one is inherently better than the other. It's just a matter of how you're going to practice it and make it practical within your country.
So do grades matter, and why should we care about them?
I think in the long run, it doesn't really matter. Like if you're like trying, like if you're in an interview for like a career or something, and you're trying to put it on your like your resume, I don't think you should. I don't think they're really gonna care if you say that you have a 4.0 GPA. You know, I think it matters more about like your experience and like what you learn from it and like what you could do with that to like make yourself better and improve.
Yeah, I do agree that like GPA is more reflective on, you know, how well you're prepared for the class, but not necessarily your intelligence as a whole. You have to understand that like for some schools, especially like private schools, they tend to inflate your GPA so that like it looks better when you apply, but like every school is obviously different and some teachers do grade on a curve, so it's not necessarily possible to always achieve like straight A's, but it doesn't mean that you can't accomplish great things or that you're not smart. It just means that maybe the classes you took, they don't show the whole side of you. It's about how you use what you learn and take it beyond the classroom.
I feel like a lot of people can mistake grades as like a measure of like how smart you are, and it's like the same thing with IQ tests. It's like you can't, it's not actually how smart you are, it's just how well you know how to like how well you know the system, basically.
Play the game.
Yeah, for real. And especially in the Bay Area, a lot of people are like very like grades oriented, and like grades are really important for college apps. But in the end, I feel like I like personally from my experience, like I know I could get caught up like when I moved into the Bay Area, I got caught up in like trying to like make my grades as high as they could and like trying to prove my worth through grades. But really the only thing that matters is the high school experience, because you only get to be in high school for 4 years.
And it
Yeah,
flies by. But yeah, I think in like real life, like past school or whatever, it really is more about like your experience and how resourceful you can be, because a lot of times like I think especially in jobs they don't really look at just like stats. Yeah, it's like more of like if you're resourceful. Even if we talked about this in the episode with GDPP about like jobs and interviews and stuff, like it's more of like if you're persistent and you keep asking them, then it's more likely that you get an interview or that you get the job, versus like if you're just turning your application and like even if your application is really good, they probably still will not look at it unless you're like actually persistent and you show that you actually want the job. So yeah, we should, I mean, I guess you should care about grades obviously, because like it'll help you get better opportunities, but a lot of times it doesn't matter.
Okay, and that sort of leads us into our next question. Is the academic environment we're in healthy? Because I don't think so.
It's extremely competitive. I don't know. I feel like we should like,
especially in the Bay Area. Like
yeah,
in the Bay Area and like our school, our school is too competitive. I think. Okay, wait. Sorry. Before Michelle makes her point, I like literally I wrote this like in my college essay about how I was like here and especially at our school it's so competitive because literally everyone has straight A's. Everyone's taking like 5 AB classes. Everyone is like an officer of like 5 different clubs, and like it's just like super competitive, and it's not really healthy because a lot of people that's not their goal. That's not what they want in life, and they won't enjoy it if they do that. Because I know a lot of people who like, they're like officers of like however many clubs, but they don't actually enjoy what they're doing because it's not something that they're passionate about, and they end up like they don't like put in any real effort, and it's just like it makes your high school, and not just high school, but like your experience overall in life just kind of bad, and like it's not very motivating, and yeah, it's just, and it causes a lot of, I feel like, mental health, not issues, but like it causes a lot of stress on you and on everyone because of how competitive it is here, and like everyone like it's good to like strive for better, but a lot of times you're just putting excessive stress on yourself and it's not good for you.
I also feel like a lot of us think that there's only like one way to go about the future. Like, like that's why everybody's taking so many AP classes and like becoming officers for like so many clubs. We have like this idea that like, oh, if I don't do these things, if I don't be like the other kids or do more than the other kids, I'm gonna fall behind and I'm gonna like not gonna get into college and I'm gonna be homeless. Like, you know, it's like it's that anxiety, and like that's just simply not true. Sorry, y'all. Like,
All right.
Amy has to go like midway, so like, yeah.
She had to go to work. Get that coin, girl.
Get that bread, get that then leave.
Peace out. All right. Where are we? Hold on.
I wanted to add on to what Carolyn said, in that like this is something that I actually heard the other day, is that sometimes we're so focused on the means that we don't see the ends. So we kind of just go through the motions of getting the best grades and being involved in most extracurriculars and just doing our best in everything, that we end up spreading ourselves too thin, and then we don't actually know what we're working towards, if that makes sense. Like we have a goal in mind, like I want to get into this college or I want to do this career, but then we don't really have a plan for why we want to do that, and like how, and kind of what is the best version of myself that I want to become 5 years or 10 years down the line. And I think it's so easy to fall into this trap that like you have to do everything and you have to be perfect. Oh my God, this is another thing. This is another thing that I heard. It's from this like TED Talk. I think I could link it. We'll probably link the chat if we can find it. But basically, the difference between how boys and girls are raised is that girls are raised to be perfect. They're taught to fix everything about themselves from their appearance, and that's why they're so focused on trying to do it all. Versus boys, they're raised to be brave. They're raised to understand that they don't have to be perfect. They just have to use their resources and everything about them to succeed in life, and show that perfection isn't the end goal. It's about being the best version of yourself and really succeeding in life. And so I just think about how like we as like girls just have to work so much harder to get into college. This is don't come at me. This is not me being sexist. This is freaking facts. Like search it up, because girls are, they're not necessarily held to a higher standard, but colleges have to keep like a balance between like equal number of like females and males. So like girls have to like, or feel that they have to overcompensate for who they are, and they always have to try harder. That's why like, I don't know, maybe this is just our school, but like at our clubs, like a lot of like presidents and stuff and all the club leaders are like girls. Maybe that's just me, but
yeah,
that is so true. That is so true. Like,
honestly. Oh my God. But then like I feel like at the same time, yeah, definitely. But I think that, like it's also like more girls are starting to like go towards like the STEM field, which is also extremely good too, because we definitely do need more girls in it. Like also, like do you actually genuinely like enjoy it though, you know? Especially since it's like Silicon Valley. I feel like most people are just pushing the agenda that like, oh, I need to do STEM then, you know? But like I mean it's good. It's definitely good. I'm like extremely like happy about that. But like do you genuinely like enjoy it though, you know? Both boys and girls. Both boys and girls. I'm not yeah.
yeah. And also not to like, first of all, not to like shame anyone for like, you know, doing a billion extracurriculars and like whatever, because that's obviously like good for you. It's like super impressive that you can like, if you can handle all of that. And also like, if you haven't figured out what you want to do in life yet, that's also perfectly fine, because it is very difficult to find out. Like I know a lot of people who haven't like figured out what they want to do yet, and I didn't figure it out until like this year. And like there's no set time for you if you want to like, if you want to change your career, like literally when you're like 30, I don't know, it's like perfectly fine, as long as like, you know, you're happy where you are, and like, you know, you can be successful. But yeah, there's a lot of people who like, I think it's also like family, like cultural, like your family presses you to be a certain thing, especially as I feel like us, like as Asians, I feel like our family has like always kind of pushed us to be like in the medical field or like something like that, like, you know, the Asian stereotype, but it is like also true, but that like we are pushed to be more so in the medical field than other field, because I think if you want to be more like creative in your career, like in like, I don't know, liberal arts gets on so much, first of all. But yeah, I think it's a little harder, maybe because like your success isn't secure. Your success isn't secure anywhere, but yeah, I think maybe because your success isn't secured in more creative fields, like again, your success isn't secure anywhere really. But I think for parents, they worry about, you know, if you do go into, let's say like music, or if you go into art, or like writing or something like that, it's like, will you be successful? They don't know, so they can't ensure that. So I guess that's kind of why they push more towards like the STEM fields. But even then, it's still very difficult, I guess, for anyone, because it's like, okay, your parents want one thing, but then you don't necessarily want that. And then it's also hard because like obviously parents have such a big influence on you. But you kind of have to take a look at like what you want to do in life, and it's like, do you really want to go into the STEM field? If you do, perfectly fine, go ahead. I'm going to the STEM field. But if you don't, then like, kind of have that conversation with yourself. But yeah, it's like you have to sit down and have that conversation with yourself and your parents, and just kind of be like, okay, that's not really what I want to do. This instead is what I want to do. And you have to like see like if where you're going is like, is it going to make you happy, and are you going to thrive in it, or are you going to like get into wherever you want to go and like, I don't know, die. Okay, whatever. That was a long, you can like probably cut that off.
That's actually a good transition to our next question, which is, does college matter? So not gonna lie, I think last week for finals, I cried at least like 5 times every day just thinking about how my grades are literally not where I want them to be, and like how I'm gonna freaking fail everyone in my life and I'm not gonna get where I want. And then I just felt it was a lot. Like being a teenager is just so freaking hard. And especially being here, I felt like, I don't know, it was a lot. But I think the reason why I was crying so much because I kept thinking that like there's only one way to get to where I want to be and do what I want to do. And like in that sense, like college does matter because it gives you those opportunities, especially like me being a first generation student. Like I really want to like, have that better life for not just myself, but for other people and help other people. But I know that it's not just one college that can give you or give me those opportunities. It comes from a lot of other colleges too. So college does matter, but not necessarily the one that is your dream. It can come from other places as well.
Because I mean, everywhere, like college, you get the same education everywhere because they all use like pretty much the same curriculum and whatnot. But I don't know. I think it's like more of the environment that you end up in you get at different schools. But it's also hard because like I get like, yeah, like as a first generation like college student, or hopefully, I don't know, what if I don't make it to college? Okay, see, then I spiral. But yeah, okay, so as like, because my parents didn't go to college, and it's more of like I want to make them proud. So like obviously I want to go to a school that like, like has a good reputation, because then my parents know about it. Because if I go to some random school, then they're not gonna know what the heck the school is. They're gonna be like, why are you going to some random school that whatever, even if that school is good and like a school that you would want to go to, it's hard because your parents want you to go to like, a UC or like a really good, crazy hard college to get into. And then yeah, it's just like it's hard because your parents want you to go to like a super crazy good school, even if like maybe community college is the path you would rather go to, but it's also not the path that your parents want you to go to. So I don't know, it's just hard. And yeah, like college and everything, it's quite stressful.
So I have a really serious question for you guys, okay? So ignoring like science and stuff, what do you think clouds like feel like, you know? Like honestly, I like whenever I look at clouds, I feel like they feel like cotton candy, you know? Like I don't know, like they're like so soft and stuff, I don't know. Yeah.
He said ignoring
Okay, yeah.
science.
Besides like depressing, the obvious thing that they just feel like water vapor. Besides that,
No,
yeah, I
no,
mean,
yeah, ignoring science. Like
besides
I
that,
just
like don't think about the fact that it's just like water or whatever the heck. Yeah, okay. Besides that, yeah, they do. It feels like, what does it feel like? Not necessarily cotton candy. Cotton candy is sticky, and I don't like that image. But it's like soft, pillowy, whatever. I guess like you feel like you can lay in it. Like it's like the softest thing. But no, it's just water. You fall through it. Whatever. This
Okay.
is a weird
I
topic.
love how we have that question right after that thick, like
stressful ass. Like
yeah.
Jesus.
Ignoring science.
As we're talking about the
Anyways.
STEM field.
Back to science.
Okay,
Back
it
to
needs to be like
science.
lighthearted, you know? Yeah.
Okay, back to science. Is technology taking over our world? Because I feel like these days you can pretty much automate anything you want. So if you want like a task done to like, you can program a robot to like check it for you. You can like code and stuff to get your work needed. There's like self-driving cars and stuff, which is like still crazy to me, but that is a thing.
Do you think we're gonna be overrun by robots?
I was just about to bring
That's
that
a
up.
bit
Oh my god.
scary. Oh my
I was
god.
just about to
that
bring that.
is-
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So okay, hold on. First of all, I think that you like nowadays, I don't think anyone can go without technology. Like you cannot be completely technology free. But do you think that one day robots are gonna take over and they're gonna kill us all?
I feel like as a whole, I mean, technology, like going as technology is becoming like advanced and stuff, I think humanity is getting like lazier and lazier. So like I don't know, like I think there's like benefits, but there's also like cons as well.
Yeah, it's like
have you
the
seen,
the Wally
Ex
Wally?
Machina and like
Wally.
Terminator?
Oh my god. No, it's like the Wally movie. You know, remember that part where all the humans are like super fat and
Oh,
they sit in the little
yeah.
like because they're so reliant on technology that it's like they don't have to
They can't walk.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what it's happening right now, especially oh my god, especially in quarantine because you know like you want like contactless, but like everything like if you go to like stores like Target or Safeway or something like that, and you want to pick up your groceries, literally you don't even have to get out your car. You just pop the trunk, and then someone walks out and places the stuff in your car for you, and then like DoorDash and like Postmates and stuff like that, you don't have to go. They just like drop off food wherever you want to go, and like everything that's like like electric like the scooters and everything and like bikes and self-driving cars like everything like moves for you so you don't have to move anymore. I feel like we're gonna become like those people in Wall-E where we're just big blobs of people.
No, yeah,
don't
it's
even
like
walk.
definitely, yeah, it's really convenient with like this technology coming around, but like I think we're becoming more dependent on it, you know? It's to the point where like we can't really rely on ourselves anymore. We're just like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
we could just like, I don't know. Yeah.
like a lot of it is good, like it's convenient obviously, especially now with COVID, but still it's like kind of scary, especially oh my god, and like even like simple things like a GPS, like GPSs are great because I can't read a map for the life of me, but that's the whole thing. Like our parents used to, I remember when I was a kid, we used to like literally like look at like maps and stuff to like go on road trips and stuff, but like now like I cannot read a map. Are you kidding me? Like we use like GPS is like it's like on our phone and everything. And so yeah, like it's good, but it's also like you can't think for yourself.
Independent?
We're becoming like more again, like Michelle said, like we're becoming more dependent on technology, and we can't really like what if one day like everything just shuts down and like now what do we do? You know? And yeah, oh yeah, robots. Woo, they're gonna take over and kill us all.
Yeah. No, because like look at our phones right now. We're so dependent on our phones. Like honestly, like for me, if I don't have my phone for like a single day, I would like cry, you know? Like yeah. So like we already
I would
it
cry
already
too.
seems- yeah, it
I
already seems something
know.
like so normalized now, you know?
And like I know there's
The
like
fact
old
that we
people
don't
that are always,
remember
like,
phone numbers.
right.
Oh
I
my
only
God.
remember I know my own. That's terrible. That we used to like memorize phone numbers. Now we don't know anyone's phone number except for like your own. See, like we can't remember anything. It's kind of bad, but I don't know. Like all the old people who are like, oh, you youngins, you can't go without your phones nowadays. And it's like in like even when we're having like conversations with people, they're always like, oh, see, like you can't even talk to anyone. You just sit there on your phones all day, which like I guess there's some truth to that, but I mean, at the same time, I don't know. Like, I think with some people, like, if it's like awkward, like, yeah, you're gonna pull out your phone, which is like, I guess, I don't know. There's like two sides of it. It's good because, I don't, for us, I guess, because it's awkward. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. But like, it's also like, yeah, it kind of sucks because I think a lot of times, like, social skills, like, we rely on our phones.
Our social skill definitely went down. Like I remember like when there was school, I would like it would be like lunch or break, you know? And I would like look around and like over half the people I see are like on their phones. It would be like a whole group of people and they would just be staring at their phones and I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I do the same thing. I can't really say anything, but like
I mean, yeah,
it's
because
just,
I mean,
yeah.
it's, yeah, like, it's a lot of it is bad because, like, like you're not even talk about it. Sometimes it's good because like obviously sometimes you're not gonna always want to talk to your people like all the time, and so like being on your phone is okay. And, like I think that's like kind of the best like relationships where like yeah sometimes you can be silent and then but you're still comfortable in your silence, which is fine. But then there gets to a point where it's like the only time that like whenever you do hang out, you're only on your phones, and it's like that's like what the heck, like you're friends and you should be talking to each other and stuff. So, okay, so moving on, do you guys think that mullets are cute?
No, at
Depends.
first they
I hated them
they
at
seem
first.
a bit ugly, but now I don't know. They're
Now
sort of cute. Okay, they're
they
actually pretty
are.
cute. Like now, I'm staring at them. They're actually I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like mullets are like pretty trendy right now, and like I feel like everyone that I've seen so far like looks really good in them. So yes,
The
just
90s
like you gotta
stuff
rock
is
it.
coming back now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Full
especially like
circle.
style, like Y2K stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or I guess that's
Y2K.
more 2000s, but still, it's
Like 90s stuff are cute. Like, have you seen like those
Mhm.
V-neck shirts? Like not shirts, but like jerseys.
sweater vest.
Yeah, those are
Sweater vests
cute.
are so freaking cute.
They're so cute.
Whoa.
And like those cute cardigans.
Like
are
not
coming
personally,
back,
but
and,
like they're cute. Cardigans are so cute too. Like okay, not like personally, but like on other people, it looks great.
they're so cute. And also like
No.
just like the pastel colors that of like
Yes,
the 90s.
very very
Just
cute.
like they're so nice.
Yeah, it's very cute. I've been watching. Okay, my friends have heard enough of this, but I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds lately, and Spencer Reed, he literally like that's like watching it. I'm like, that's literally like the trends that because he wears a lot of like it's like all like sweater vests and stuff. I'm like, that's very fashionable right now.
Mm-hmm. On to the next question. What do you guys think are the pros and cons of quarantine? Because this has been going on for like almost a year now. So, what are you guys' thoughts on staying at home 24/7?
Okay, I mean, obviously the main like pro obviously is because of like the pandemic. Hello, please stay home. But like the like here in the U.S. the like restrictions and stuff are like pretty bad. Like I personally don't think we're doing enough, and I guess it's difficult for anyone in power to like impose any restrictions because there's like so many different sides to appease. Because there's one side who like I want more restrictions because obviously like what we're doing is wrong because in other countries like they are handling the pandemic way better than we are, and so there's that point where it's like we need more restrictions, but then there's also people who are like like they think COVID is fake. So they're like, we shouldn't like, oh my god, I'm so oppressed. Like wearing a mask, you can't force me to wear a mask. And like, yeah, so there's those people, and then there's you have to kind of find a middle ground. But then finding the middle ground is difficult because as we can clearly see, like the pandemic is only getting worse here. So that sucks. Obviously like I wanna and then just like more like on the surface instead of like for like my personal ones, like I obviously like I want to see my friends, so it sucks that like we've been in quarantine for so freaking long and like we can't like hang out with people and it sucks. And like especially senior year, like we have so many senior events that have been canceled and it just sucks. But obviously, hi, we're not selfish people like some people, and like we actually stay home. But again, it just like sucks. It's like a group project, It's like some people who are like just staying at home and like being safe, and then the other people drag you down because those people are going out without masks, and it's like, yikes, why are you still going out? Like there are like concerts and stuff. Like, are you insane? There are like concerts, and like why are you going to a concert in the middle of a pandemic? No. And it's just like bad. Like in other countries, like people, I think in like okay, what countries, I don't remember, like Australia and stuff like that, they don't even have to wear a mask anymore. And it's just like seeing the stark difference between here and other countries because of how like I guess individualistic it is here. It just sucks. But yeah, stay home, people.
No, yeah, definitely. Like, I think the pro of quarantine was supposed to be like, oh yeah, the rates are gonna be like lower, so that means like we'll be able to get out earlier and stuff, But it's not really like happening anymore because like there's a lot of people that's not even respecting these protocols and stuff. So also like even while we're quarantining, it's not even gonna help because there's still gonna be people that are like going out and ignoring the rules and stuff, which ruins it for like everyone else who are actually like being respectful and like being safe and stuff. But yeah, and it's not even gonna only be affecting them too. It's gonna be like you can already see, like I've heard on the news that like the LA hospitals, they're already becoming like really filled. So even I think the ICUs and stuff
Yeah,
are
here
like
too.
they're all filled out. So like even the people, like if you have a heart attack or something and like you need to go to the hospital, there's not even going to be enough space for you. So people won't even be able to like help you you know?
In
from
Santa
pizza.
Clara County, I think the last I checked, it's obviously probably higher now. The last I checked, it was like 90% capacity, like full. I'm pretty sure by now it's probably like 95%, maybe even more. And yeah, there's a lot of counties that they have to set up like emergency, like temporary like hospital beds, and it's just like literally outside, which is really dangerous. And yeah, like what Michelle said about like the whole like if you have a heart attack and stuff, it's like yeah, like that's the whole reason why we're trying to like bring the COVID cases down, because like if the hospitals are filled, then like for normal needs you can't go to the hospital, which is really bad. And like not only that, it's like because for COVID, like because there's still like a lot that we don't know about COVID, and also because it affects so much, like if it affects your entire body, like they need a lot of equipment for that. Like it's not just like you just don't it's not like only like a hospital bed and you're just inside a room by yourself. It's like there's a lot of equipment that is needed for COVID because it does affect your entire system. So yeah, there's like a lot of resources that are being taken for COVID.
All right. Our last question to end everything off on like a lighter note. What are your guys' favorite holidays?
Is it weird if I say my birthday?
Yes, go
No,
ahead.
yeah, me too. It's like
Honestly?
1 year closer to death. Ooh. I'm joking. Joking.
No.
Joking.
Oh
Okay.
God, to end this on a
Okay,
lighter note.
you really have to end it there. But honestly, yeah, I don't know. Like when I was little, like I used to be excited for all the holidays and stuff. But like now that I have other stuff to worry about, it's just like I don't know. I'm just like not as hyped up for them anymore. Especially when like there's like so much other stuff that's on my mind and now, like supplementary apps for college and like clubs and just basically school in general. It's just like everything's all hectic right now. But if I had to choose a favorite holiday, I guess my birthday too. And like maybe Halloween, because I like seeing people being creative with like their costumes.
Yeah, same. I definitely agree with like Halloween. I know it's more of like, people are like, oh, it's just a children's holiday, but I think it's still like extremely fun, Like you hang out with your friends, you dress up in costumes, and then like, go trick or treating. You're never too old for Halloween. And like, watch scary movies. It's so fun. Scary
I
movies
hate
is so much
scary
fun.
movies. No.
Watch it with
But
like your
they're
friends. It's
fun with your
extremely
friends.
fun.
Yeah, with your friends it's fun, but alone, hell no.
Oh my god, hell no. Alone at night,
Hell
you're
no.
like, how are you gonna
Bro,
sleep?
like after
Good
I
God.
watch a scary movie, I'm like, I can't sleep alone. Like no.
Yeah,
Like,
me either. But it's fun. You
With
get
your
scared
friends.
with your friends. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, for real, like holidays, dude. Nowadays, it's just more of like, oh yay, thank God we get a break from school. That's kind of like the only thing.
For real.
I mean, when I was younger, I guess it was more of like, again, like I'm not Christian, so it doesn't make sense for my family to celebrate Christmas. But it was more of like, you got to spend time with your family and just like have dinner together and just like have fun and like yeah. But I guess it's now more so like my birthday because like it's my day, man. And you get like a lot of like people are like happy birthday and you feel good about it. And like my birthday is like really close to Halloween, so like yes, also Halloween because like I feel like Halloween's kind of low key like only the holiday where you like actually spend time with your friends. And honestly, I'd rather, no offense to my family, but friends, I feel like I would rather spend time with my friends than my family. Like people are always like, oh, like family first, and then I feel like I consider, ooh, maybe this can be another like kind of a topic to talk about. But like I feel like my friends are on, sorry to my family, on a higher level than my family because like okay, think about it, like friends,
Ooh,
like
whoa,
family. Yeah, this is kind of
Helen.
controversial. Hold up,
Hot
sorry.
take.
Like hold
No,
up.
no,
Yeah,
I
this is a hot take.
definitely agree though. I
Because here's
definitely
the thing,
agree.
yeah, because your family, like
Actually,
that's just your family, and like you get along with them. Just maybe you don't get along with them, but that's because it's your family. But your friends, like yourself picked out your friends, and you bond with them on a kind of like a different level, and like you're friends with them because you actually want to be friends with them. And like I don't know, you have like way more fun. I feel like with your friends. If my cousins are watching, hey guys, I love you, but like you know what I mean. Like you just hang out with your like friends and stuff more. So like yeah, like Halloween, I feel like you hang out with your friends more than like your family. Like other holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and whatnot. That's like more family oriented holidays. Yeah. Okay. All right. That wraps up our discussion that nobody asked for.
If you're interested in what we do and want to better understand what we're about, please check out all our socials. All ads are a voice to culture.
If you like this episode, please give us a review or like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time we upload a video.
Thank you so much for listening.
We'll be back soon with another episode. Please stay safe and healthy, everyone. Bye.
Bye.